morning, good afternoon, good evening, elegant listeners and viewers, and welcome to Go, my favorite sports team. You'll recognize me, your main host, the one that knows things. With the master's degree in sports administration, I'm Tyler Scheid. And today, I'm joined by another incredibly special guest. Man, fitness extraordinaire, got a body of a god. Animator for insane titles and IPs that you can't even imagine. And just all around chill dude that I'm lucky enough to call a friend. Alejandro Potter. But you can call him Ali.
Bro, thank you. All right, stop. Cut the tape. No, I was kidding. Before we did this, I was like, you're going to make me blush, and you already did it in like the first 0.5 seconds, so.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
So the craziest thing about this, like we met through a mutual friend, Adri.
Mm-hmm.
Not even that long after you lost your job. You had to move over to the UK.
Yep.
Got a job out there.
Yeah.
You stayed at my house because you're like, shit, there's a gap in between before I can head back home to Michigan. And
right. That was E3 too, right?
Yeah. So we bonded in that within a year, literally the next year, you were chilling at my place, crashing my place for a few days before making the drive to Michigan.
Yep. With my dog, Nix.
Like we became fast friends.
Yeah. Man, dude, when I think about those times, it's actually crazy because like I felt old. But now I feel old again.
Yeah, I know that.
Like, how long ago was that? That was like 2018, 2019?
That was like 2019, early 2020. No, it was definitely pre-COVID, dude. That was like...
I got laid off in 2019.
Yeah, that's 2019.
February 2019. So we probably met in like 2018.
We met at E3 2018.
Bro, it's about to be 2025.
Yeah, we've known each other for 7 years now. Dude, that's crazy. I didn't even realize it'd been that long.
We getting old. I had locks back then.
Yeah. Yes.
Only real ones remember the locks.
For sure.
And a bigger beard. Well, kind of. I don't know. I'm kind of digging the goatee look right now, though.
No, but you actually, at that time, too, you were getting like your personal trainer license and a whole bunch of stuff, and we were talking fitness and things like that.
Man.
So I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to not just talk about like your upbringing and your sports life or fitness life, so to speak, and then get into like the athleticism that's involved in animation and even animating like athletic things.
Oh, yeah.
Like people running, you know, you got jumping, you got football games with EA Sports, you got all these different things. And you worked on, what was it, Destiny?
Mm-hmm.
You've worked on Call of Duty, Apex Legends.
Yep.
Like you've worked on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of things that our audience will know because the majority of them are non-sports knowers. So this all is the whole premise of the podcast is I teach my buddy Mark sports.
Man. And you know what's kind of funny about Apex is like that was the first time I really saw what it was like to be involved in esports as well. Mm-hmm. Like I had no idea how hype people got for video games until I went to an Apex tournament in LA and the stadium was packed. There was teams playing all over the place. And I was just like, this is bigger than anything I could have imagined. You know what I mean? And a lot of it, like when I see the characters on screen, some of those characters are me in a mocap suit, running around, jumping around, doing all these crazy tricks and flips. Well, not flips. I'm not that good, but all this crazy stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy arc to get there. What do we even start with first? Like
the place we're going to start is the natural place to start. And that's like beginning of life. You know, we go chronological. And so we're going to go kind of through your life and your upbringing and like where your interactions with sports existed, how you got into being like fitness and wanting to be a personal trainer, all that stuff. Like what was it like growing up in Michigan?
Cold. We like, it's funny because growing up, at our house, my dad had a little basketball hoop in the driveway that we always had. And that was like a huge drawing point for other kids in the neighborhood to come and play. So at our house, we'd always be playing ball. But I will say, like, full disclosure, I sucked at basketball. Like, it's quite shameful of me to say, but I had a basketball hoop in my yard, but I like really sucked at it. Sometimes I'd come in clutch, but one thing I was really good at was cardio. It was keeping distance from people. I wasn't the best at like dribbling, especially at first. I definitely wasn't the best at I couldn't dunk, too short for that. I definitely did my best when it came to running, and that was kind of where it began for me.
You were a hustle player.
Yeah.
Not in the way of like hustling people, but like literally just running around, getting stuff done at effort.
Yeah.
That's
and
a big thing.
I think that kind of came to a head when I was in high school. And I definitely realized that basketball was not like my sport, but I did enjoy track. And I didn't even like really go to many meets. Like I went to like a couple of meets, but I remember really enjoying sprinting in particular because it was like short and sweet, but also I feel like the way my DNA is set up, it just kind of works for sprinting a little bit better than like a long distance endurance run. You know what I mean? So when it came to that, I realized that was kind of my little niche that I was able to stand out in. And then ever since then, I think actually no. Sorry, this goes deep, dude.
No, you're good.
My dad had a Bowflex. He had a freaking Bowflex in the basement. I remember
Not sponsored, but sponsor us.
Not sponsored, but should be, right? Because like, okay, it was the one where like it was like you laid down on a little platform and there was like cables, and you swung the cables and you'd like lift your body, like you'd lift yourself up as you laid down.
It's like the Total Gym, but it was the Bowflex version.
Yes.
So you were like the early onset of Chuck Norris.
Basically. Like that. It's funny because there was no free weights in the house, but there was always that Bowflex, and I just loved using that thing because I just thought it was fun.
It is fun to pull yourself and slide up and down. That's so much fun.
Like
that was the whole point of the design of that exercise machine. One, it's a lot of it is more you're just lifting your body. It's body weight, but it's not, and it's going to be high rep because you're usually on an incline.
Yep.
But the whole premise of that was to make it fun because you would be sliding, you would feel the motion and you would feel the burn.
Dude, exactly. And it had these little like, basically the weights were like on these like bendy, flexible stilt thingies. I don't know what they're called, but basically you would attach them to the cables and that's how you'd increase the resistance.
Yeah, it wasn't the Bowflex like it would bow those things.
Yes.
So it was like the elastic tension or that type of tension. Yeah.
That is actually the first, like, that's a core memory, bro. I actually forgot about that until now. That's crazy because I used to be on that thing. Like, anytime, like, my friends would come over, I'd be on the Bowflex. I'd be like, yeah, show me how many things you can do. Like, we didn't know what they were called. Like, I didn't know what a rep was or anything like that. But I just loved moving my body, like, always.
Yeah, did you play tag? Because you said you ran a lot. Like,
yep.
Because tag's actually an official sport now. If you've not seen the crazy arenas with like, it's like parkour tag, and you have dude, it's a whole thing. We haven't done a primer on it yet for Go, but we will. It's a whole thing. There's team tag, and you literally start on opposite corners, and there's a whole bunch of. It's like a jungle gym.
Oh my god!
And you're like sliding under or jumping over to avoid getting tagged, and running back and forth. And there's a time limit.
The parkour thing.
It's tag. It's competitive tag, bro.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I was like, what are they doing? Like, why are they? I thought it was just like a parkour kind of competition, but they were literally playing tag.
They're literally playing tag.
You know, I wish I took parkour. That's actually going to be one of my regrets on my deathbed is that I hadn't done parkour yet.
You know there's a difference between parkour and free running, right?
I did not know that, actually.
Free running is getting from point A to point B as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be jumping and doing stuff. It's just getting from point A to point B. So there's racing and free running.
Mm-hmm.
Parkour is doing tricks.
It's
when you're doing flips,
stuff.
You're doing crazy stuff off the wall. So parkour competitions are generally judged much like gymnastics, and you do some crazy tricks, but it's not about point A to point B. So those are the two differences between those two things.
I see.
So like free runners will still do tricks. Like they'll do flips and stuff just because they can as they're doing it because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll still like do like landings and, you know, run across the wall and things like that. But they're not doing tricks for the sake of tricks. They're trying to get from point A to point B.
You're reminding me of so many childhood things now. Okay, so here's some context. If I say like that I did like this super random sounding thing, it's because my mom probably put me in that program when I was a kid. I did
That sounds
gymnastics
like
as
she's
well.
Okay. I feel like when she's like, my mom put me in that program, you're going to be a CIA agent. Like, you're a sleeper agent kid.
For real,
I was like, what?
Like, dude, okay, she put me, like, this is the thing, right? Like, my mom, bless her, she did everything she could to keep me out of getting into trouble. Because I was a little troublemaker when I was a kid. Like, I was a little badass kid. But, like, I didn't do anything crazy. But, like, you know, I was just one of those kids that has had a lot of energy and was just super inclined to just getting into mischief and doing all these random things.
You're talking to the kid who would punch somebody who got on the monkey bars in front of him because he was thinking about getting on the monkey bars.
You like me for real. I remember, oh my God, core memory. I like punched one of my neighbor's kids because I don't know. I don't even remember what happened. We were just at the door and I was just mad. And
He was just in the way.
Yeah. And I don't remember, like, I remember my mom gave me a real good talking to, AKA, but
to be clear, we are not the same person that we were when we were kids.
Yes, I just want to clarify. I definitely learned my lessons early on. But all that to say, she was like, okay, I need to do something about this kid. He has a lot of energy. Let's make him do something with it. So I ended up going to I went to karate. I did gymnastics. When I was in middle school, I went to this sports camp. She put me in a Christian sports camp called KAA. Dude, that was the first time where I was I spent a good week or so just in the sun, scorching hot, sweating all day, playing different sports.
I'm sorry. Are we just going to ignore the phonetics of KAA and how close that is to a different thing? Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
And you know what? It's in Missouri.
Oh, God.
Isn't that so funny?
Jesus.
It's
all right,
actually,
moving on.
It stands for Kids Across America.
Yeah,
it's actually so wholesome, right?
No, they probably need to change the acronym.
I think so too. When I think about it, sometimes my childhood just seems like a crazy whirlwind of random experiences, but low key, it was crucial to making me who I am now. So I was always involved in some kind of activity or some kind of sport or something, right? Just to get my energy out, get me interested in all these other things. But
You ever do things at the YMCA?
So we had a membership at the YMCA.
I remember I had a membership as the Y too. That's where I had my swim lessons, learned to swim. I did
That's
basketball
where I learned
camps.
how to swim.
Yeah, we had basketball camps. That's where I did taekwondo for a little bit,
oh my!
Because the
God.
Y had so many different programs that were there, so it was
they had basically.
The crazier part is the Y.
Mm-hmm.
The place where the Y I used to go to growing up is now owned by the college that I went to.
Oh,
and
wow.
it is their satellite campus.
It's a small world, man.
Yeah.
I love this because you're reminding me of everything that I've experienced. Dude, I used to be at the Y throughout the summer when I was really little, elementary school. Basketball, swim lessons. I remember at first I was just I remember when I first learned how to swim.
Yeah.
It was so crazy because I was so scared of the water. I was you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being scared of the water. So I was just I'm going to I stood in the shallow part and I was I'm just going to jump up and just try to stay above the water. So I just went like this and I just did a doggy paddle and I was oh my God, I know how to swim. You know what I mean? And then after, it just kind of evolved into proper form after that. But it's kind of weird. I wonder how much of that was instincts versus me looking at people, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the way my mom made my brother and I not scared of the water is we got thrown in the water when we were really little.
That should have happened to me.
We were in a little kiddie pool, super shallow kiddie pool all the time. I was on a horse when I was in diapers.
Oh, man.
This is why I'm not scared of horses at all. I went to horse camp when I was 10. That was with Camp Kern, which is a completely different thing from the Y, but I found out about it because of the Y. So, and it's crazy when you think about it. The Y is so integral to our childhood, and I didn't even think about it now.
Mm-hmm.
Please sponsor us. I don't think you can. Public programs, we support the Y. Seriously. So many things that I never would have tried were there. There were special inflatable slides. I don't know if your Y occasionally had that.
I don't think so. I don't remember inflatable
Did you have an
slides.
outdoor pool? I guess in Michigan it was just an indoor
We had
one.
indoor.
Yeah. So we had an outdoor and an indoor pool. And so in the summer when the outdoor one was open, they'd have these big inflatable slides that you could go on.
Dude.
But that was like later in life that they got those because they didn't have those like when we were really little.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like when we were like preteen, I guess, is when they started having them.
Do you think like this next generation is going to have that?
What's crazy in this current generation is so many people, like, to be grounded, you have to just take away their internet access and stuff because most of them just stay in and play video games.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about, like, we rode pedal bikes. They got e-scooters now and e-bikes where they don't even have to pedal. Like, there's so many different things that give you
self-driving bikes are up next.
Yeah, that give you the
calling it.
opportunity to be lazy, whereas all the stuff for us to get from point A to point B, it was physical exertion.
I used to be. It's funny because like I was actually a lot more fit back in college because I didn't have a car.
Yeah, and you
I had to walk everywhere. I had to bike everywhere. I had to take the bus. But like,
I mean, I was because I was playing college football and water polo. So.
And I was studying animation and art, and I was sitting down all the time. But like to get from school to my apartment was like maybe like a mile and a half, and I was like, I walk. I don't care. I'm just gonna walk most of the time, unless it was raining. Then that sucked.
Well, that's why raincoats exist.
See, my problem wasn't even a raincoat. It was the fact that in college, all my shoes had holes in them.
Oh,
and I lived in freaking Washington, like Washington State, like Redmond, Washington. So it was raining a lot.
Yeah, so you were Pacific.
Yeah, that was rough, man. Like whenever it rained, I was just like, I can cuss, right?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. I was like, fuck, not again. Time to get a dryer for my shoe or for my socks.
No, but that's crazy. Like, you know, we always talk about people's sports life and things like that. And obviously, you didn't really do a lot in organized sports. But just even having this discussion, you're like, oh, man, I did so many different things growing up.
But sports was always a part of my life.
Yeah.
That's the weird part. It's like when I think of myself, I'm never like played sports, like especially like not for school or anything, but like I've always just done things. Like I've done Muay Thai. I trained jiu-jitsu for a while, fell off of that. I'm gonna come back, I promise. I did karate when I was a kid. I did gymnastics.
Well, I mean,
ran
you do
track in
lifting
high
and
school.
Fitness, like,
and all, dude, we haven't even gotten to that yet.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. Like, I think all that stuff from before is what brought me to that point too, because I don't think I would have been nearly like as interested in doing that if I wasn't actively active my whole life up until that point. You know what I mean?
If you weren't pursuing being active.
Yeah. I liked how I felt when I actually did stuff. Like when I started doing push-ups and I saw my chest get bigger, I was like, oh. Like, no, wait. Sidetrack.
Facetiousness can be a motivating
It's
factor.
all connected, I promise. When I was a kid, even to this day, I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man was like one of my top like inspirations for like anything.
Dude, now we got Miles Morales, which is fucking sick.
Bro. So imagine me as a kid. I'm watching the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. The ending scene where he's swinging through the city plays. I'm on my bed jumping up and down. I'm like, I want to do that. And anytime I did push-ups, I'd always go in the mirror and do that thing that Tobey Maguire did when he saw he got his powers, and I was like, yeah, But that's the kind of thing that motivated me to like do active stuff too, is because in my head I'm like, he can be a superhero, why can't I?
Which is also crazy because that ties into like your superhero program that you're trying to do.
Exactly. It's all connected, dude. So yeah. You want to talk about that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Floor is yours.
First of all, the industry that I work in is very volatile, and it is crazy. There's a lot of layoffs that happen. Job security is one of those things that's like very few and far between in my line of work as an animator. But one of the things that I realized when I was working at High Moon this was my first gig, by the way. It was the first thing that I realized there is that I don't have to just do animation to make a living. Like the world really is open. Like I can do and be what I want to be. I thought about the things that I was interested in and the things that I was good at and the things that I was good at teaching people. one thing I always did during work was every lunch break, I'd go to the 24-hour fitness that was down the street, and I'd get a workout in, come right back. And then like sometimes coworkers would come with me. We'd go to the gym, get a workout in. And a lot of times they'd like ask me for like advice on how to do, certain workouts, etc. And I'd show them. And then like I started thinking about this, and I was like, it'd be really nice to actually give them like not bro science stuff to work with. Like maybe I should actually like learn a thing or two, right? So that's what motivated me to get my NASM certification to be a personal trainer, because I'm like, well, I want to learn how to do this myself. So even if I don't get a job being a personal trainer, I can be a personal trainer to myself.
National Association of Strength Management?
Sports Medicine.
Sports Medicine.
NASM. Correct me if I'm wrong. National Association of Sports Medicine?
National Academy of Sports Medicine.
National Academy of Sports Medicine. Sports Medicine, not association. But yeah, I took the course, and it was like surprisingly like hard, because the most experience I had with like working out up until that point was like workouts that I'd find on Google or something, like
YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. YouTube University. And I used to watch Athleticism. I don't know if you know who that is.
No.
Oh my gosh, dude. He's always shirtless, but like he's one of those guys that's like super knowledgeable on YouTube. I think he was like or is like a physical therapist as well or something. Like he knew his stuff.
That's my backup.
Yeah.
Is going back to school and getting my physical therapy degray. Because I almost double mastered in exercise physiology.
Yeah. I remember you were telling me about it. And I was like, I thought that was so cool. And I was like, dang, like I can imagine like what our lives would be like if we ended up actually doing that. Like who would we be training right now?
Yeah. Well, I would probably be working with like in hospitals with like cancer patients, different stuff like that, doing studies with relation to fitness and helping fight diseases and genetic diseases, different things like that. That's what exercise physiology gets into.
You're way more noble than me, man. I would have been trying to like train Michael B. Jordan for Creed or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that was actually, to go back, that was the extent of my knowledge, like YouTube. And one of the workouts that I stuck to for a while was the Michael B. Jordan routine when he was training to be Killmonger in Black Panther.
Dude.
Yeah. And I saw his freaking physique, and I was like, bro, like, I want that. Like, I want to look like that. And so I was looking up, like, how do I get that?
I know people always talk about Ryan Reynolds as being like the most attractive dude. Michael B. Jordan, dude. I gotta be real though.
I'm trying to get like him.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is like an incredibly good looking man,
bro.
Like I ain't even gonna deny that.
When
like,
I seen him,
people
man,
are like Ryan Reynolds. I'm like Michael B. Jordan's above that dude,
bro. Honestly, after I seen.
Also, he seems
Killmonger.
like so much like a gentleman, and like and actually seems like a good dude.
I think I seen like a couple of interviews from him. He seems solid.
Yeah.
But like the only thing I remember is him when he talked about his diet, he'd be like, yeah, just chicken, rice, and broccoli. That's all I ate. Chicken, rice, and broccoli. I'm like, what the fuck? You ate? Fine, I'll try it. I did, and that was like the best shape that I'd ever been in my life, dude. Like I used to be stacked.
No, you literally preached it, and then you added eggs in there. You did egg stuff too, yeah, which is technically chicken.
Yeah.
One can argue, but
poultry.
It's just baby poultry.
Yeah, baby poultry, egg feed or chicken fetus. But like
it's unfertilized, it's not a fetus. Let's go.
Oh wait, yeah, true. It's I don't know, yolk.
Get yoked, eat yolk.
I get yolk. You are what you eat.
Yeah, there you go. Get yoked, eat yolk. That's gonna be your tagline. That's gotta be a tagline. Somebody's gotta use that.
Get yoked, eat yolk.
Dude, there you go.
That's money.
That's instead of the got milk, like for people to sell more milk, that's the egg farmers needing to sell more eggs.
Oh my gosh.
Get yoked, eat yolk.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I could see that.
We need to trademark that. You got to pay us for that.
YouTube? They better blip.
That's going to be our clip. So.
Oh God. Oh geez. Oh wait, where was I?
You're talking about chicken and rice.
Oh, that was when I first started taking my nutrition seriously.
Yeah.
Because I realized, like, because I'd been going to the gym, I'd been doing my workouts, but I wasn't getting any bigger. And I was like, why? I used to be like 150, like 2 or so. Like right now I'm like 170, 174. I weighed on Sunday. But that was the first time where I was like, okay, I need to have a nutrition plan and I need to make sure that what I eat is conducive to me getting the physique that I want.
You need the building blocks for your muscles in order to build your muscles.
And like once I started learning what I was learning during the personal training classes, I started taking that more seriously. I started using my MyFitnessPal to track my macro. I was on it, dude. Mm-hmm. Tracking my macros. I got in the best shape of my life after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was cut. I'm trying to get back.
You and me both, brother.
We will. Dude, listen. We're not.
I just need my body to stop falling apart, man.
I hear that the warranty on your spine expires after the age of 30.
I think the warranty on my entire body expired at the age of 20 when I had a kidney transplant.
Oh, no.
By the way, at the moment of recording this, I have a 4-centimeter tear in my right shoulder of a tendon. I have a sprained right knee.
But you know what? We win these.
We do. We
bounce back.
But I just need my body to heal. I'm going to be in physical therapy for a whole year.
You know, when you're in physical therapy, do you also get to like train to build muscle?
So the cool part is because I'm quite knowledgeable and I'm like a sponge, and I was that in college when I was in football and stuff, and athletic trainers worked on me. I remember physical therapy exercises. First of all, if you want to do hard exercises that'll actually do building and help your stability, physical therapy exercises are godsend.
Yeah.
I asked my physical therapist, because I make friends with my physical therapist, talking with them and stuff. And so she sent me other exercises for hip mobility, some knee stuff. And I'm going to start making a lot of the PT exercises that are used as a part of my actual regular workout routine. And so that I'm actually going to build stability and flexibility in my joints that otherwise have been rigid and had injuries and different things that happen. I'm going to work on that as a part of my actual exercise routine.
Dude, you're going to build a strong foundation with that.
And so that's kind of my goal, is because if I do all of that and then I still have the other things, I'm going to be in much better situation than I've ever been in my athletic career.
Yeah. Once you start, like basically once you recover and then once you start getting the weight back up, like not like body weight, but like the weight that on the bar back up, you'll be getting some solid gains, bro.
For the record, I can still bench 135, no problem.
That's good. Even you hear that with a torn shoulder? This guy's a beast. This is actual Superman.
No.
No.
Look
At his face.
No.
Zoom in.
Crazy thing happened. I actually took an Uber ride from a dude when I came back up from an event in Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was after my friend had bottom surgery and I was helping take care of them. I had to grab an Uber from the train station.
Wait, what is bottom surgery? Is that like
transition surgery for trans person?
Why? Okay, why did I think it was like butt surgery? Like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
That's some asinine behavior.
Look, I see what you did there.
I need to zoom in on that face.
Please cut the tape.
That might be the clip now.
What I think it was ass surgery, bro. Like, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what happens when kids have ass cancer. They have bottom surgery.
That's what. Bro, I'm sorry.
Also, by the way, if there are probably people that are like, haha, ass cancer, that's a real thing. Ass cancer is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's nothing to laugh at.
We gotta. Oh.
They need to name it something else, but for simple terms, they call it ass cancer.
Yeah. And don't we have to get checked for that when we're like.
That's colonoscopies. That's for colon cancer. That's different than ass cancer.
I thought that was the prostate thing.
Well, that's prostate check at 40, yeah, but that's different. That's prostate cancer. My uncle had that.
Wait, ass cancer is different than prostate cancer?
Yes.
What is... Okay. I didn't realize. I just thought that was all the same thing. You see how ignorant I am, guys? I'm so out of the loop with this. Oh no, are we looking it up? What is going to show
So
up on
it's
the
technically
images?
ass cancer is anal cancer. So it's like the anus, like where
The
hemorrhoids
actual
form and stuff like that.
anus
Whereas
cavity.
colon is usually your entire colon, like, so it's further up and internal.
And the
Prostate
is
located on the prostate.
Got it. Okay.
So they try and specify.
That's funny. I always thought ass cancer was prostate, but the more you know.
But anyway.
I forgot where we were, bro. I'm sorry.
We were talking about, you called me real life Superman. I was telling you the story. So I hopped in the Uber and the guy literally, I got in the car and we started talking because I like talking with people. And he's like, dude, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of got crazy excited because I thought I was picking up actual Superman. I just watched the movie and I was like, yo. And he literally, it was like a few minutes into the ride and he's like, has anyone ever told you look like, and I was like, yeah, I've actually
Superman.
Christopher Reeves and Henry Cavill. I've gotten a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Do you think you could ever meet the guy real quick and just get a picture?
I mean, I'd like to.
Yeah.
So there's an interesting thing in Hollywood too, is just being somebody's double.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily
Not a stunt double, but a double?
Yeah. So you just like, for when they're at events or just stand-ins before they come in to do their scene, you just stand there for them. And because you have similar facial features, different things like that, height is a big thing, and body size, they're able to figure out camera angles so that
make it look
when
like
the person actually comes in to act, they do it. And some of them, Henry Cavill's, I think, gets paid a significant amount of money. And so it's like, I want to be able to do that, and I think it'd be fun. Because then you also go to parties with them and stuff like that so that you can direct the paparazzi to a different direction. Like Miley Cyrus did that a few times with a different person.
Yeah.
Like there's some crazy stuff that you'll do.
Use substitution jutsu. That's crazy.
I just feel like it'd be really weird for me and them when we're looking at each other talking and it's like, yo, I'm literally designer modeled to look like you now. So we're wearing the same shit. It just becomes
Twins.
like utopian clone, weird, trippy.
Look, bruh. All I'm saying, wait, how tall are you
I'm
guys the
6'1".
same height?
Me and Henry Cavill are the same height. Yeah.
I mean, all right. I'm just know if you need a good word put in. I got you.
Oh, you know that a guy?
I know the guy.
Wait, what?
No, I don't know the guy. I'm the guy. I'm just kidding.
I've been him the whole time.
I'm Henry Cavill. It's just unmasked right here. No, I'm just kidding. I need to stop. Oh my goodness. Where were we?
I don't remember.
I'm so I keep okay.
We always do this. We end up on sidebars and talk about stuff. It's actually normal for the podcast too, so this is no different.
Okay, thank God, because I'm sitting here like I'm going to make the most fucked up episode.
No, this is really good. This is
okay.
This is really fun. I think people are gonna love this.
Well,
and if you don't say a word.
Well, what I definitely could talk about, is the kind of things you have to do to get in superhero shape.
You actually created a fitness program kind of designed around that, and we had talked about actually doing that back before you lost your job.
I know. You know what? Another tangent. Losing your job sucks.
Yeah.
It really derails like what you're trying to do in your life. The whole trajectory of your life, it sucks.
Yeah, fuck you.
Well, I can't. No, I'm at.
Just bleep it out.
Yeah. Random company.
Yeah, we're not live right now. Okay, I made sure I didn't hit.
That would be insane. I'm gonna get a ping from HR like, doo-doo. Hello, can you come to the side office, please? I'd like to talk to you. Okay. Yeah, dude. I made a few different programs, and it's messy because my whole plan was to, at first, get a like side gig as a personal trainer just to make a couple extra bucks. Then I got laid off, and then I actually went to 24-hour fitness the next day. No, was it the next day or that day? I think it was the next day to interview for them to get a job there as a trainer. I had already like conceptualized my like little online academy that I was trying to do. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to like put people onto it, have them get the programs. I'm going to get people results. And what's crazy is I started getting people results. Like I started testing it on people. I was giving them programs. Like I gave them to people that were just like super overweight, and they were like, look, man, like I just want something that I can stick to, simple body weight, like routine and nutrition plan. I gave it all to them, and I was like, look, just tell me how it works for you. They started telling me, like, they kept me posted on their results. There was one guy in particular who was like super enthusiastic about it, and it just made me happy. And I was like, damn, like this is dope. I hope we can continue to do this. I interview at 24. They were like, oh yeah, like you're awesome. You know, you have the training. We'd love to have you, put you on here as a trainer, but you can't do your program thing. You have to do it on our stuff. And I was just like, that kind of defeats the purpose. So I just never did it. I just never went to 24.
I imagine there's other places that let you do that. Like they're few and far between though. I know there are like private gyms that exist around here that personal trainers are able to, you have to pay into it to be able to use their facility, but you bring your own clients.
There's one place that I found, and I found it because I was just looking for a gym when I moved out here, and it's called Self-Made Fitness Facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's what you described. It's like a gym facility that trainers rent out, and I found out about it because I was looking for a gym, and also they do jujitsu there.
Oh, sick.
And I was like, okay, this is dope. Like maybe I can look into a class here. Still in the works. There are like a few places that allow it, but my life was kind of just a little too messy.
And then you got a job.
And then I got a job, and it was also in the United Kingdom. And so I moved to the UK. And then during that time, I was able to finally finish the online program that I made. It was okay, but like I didn't have the bandwidth to do that plus work.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I have to choose. Animation is bringing in my bread right now. I guess I'm going to have to put this to the side. I had to shut it down eventually. Success is not a linear path, dude. What I'm realizing is like, it's not linear, bro.
It's also one of those things that it's like people in general go through life and they get a job and they have these passions, these aspirations, but that's not making them money. It's not getting their bread. So they put it on the back burner.
Yep.
And that's how all of that stuff ends up fading away. All that stuff dissipates. And all of a sudden you end up working. And then you get later in life and you go, shit.
You go like, dang, what happened?
And it's also one of those things that like work-life balance. I'm really bad about it. I work all the time.
Workaholic here? Yes.
So it becomes one of those things that it's like you have all these ideas and aspirations and things you do. And I got a shit ton of them. I'm constantly coming up with them in my head. My head's always making up all kinds of different things. But it's always like, especially for me with chronic illness, I got to focus on what's going to give me that security and that safety net and stuff like that. And it's also been ingrained in me from society and from growing up is like, you want to make sure you're set and then you can do your dreams.
Yeah.
I think we as a society, especially in the US, because over in other places, like work weeks are shorter, other things are shorter. They have more opportunities for them to pursue those extra avenues that are their passions, their hobbies, their projects.
Yeah.
I think we need to move towards that because that increases the quality of life. People are going to be happier. We're going to have more creation, more invention, more positive growth in so many different avenues. And so much in today's day and age is stifled. It's big corporations. And if you're not a big corporation, they'll smash you.
It's like what you're describing is like another Renaissance period.
It's a true open market. Mom and pop shops, small towns. Dude, the craziest thing is people complain about population density on coast to coast, right? Majority of the population is all across the coast in the U.S. The center of America is almost absent.
Dude, driving through the Midwest is like a ghost town, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The craziest thing is if instead of airplanes, we had train systems, high-speed rail, all of a sudden population density, it would be near the rails, but you'd have towns. You'd have places that, because they'd rely on those train stations. You look at Europe and all the train stations all have massive growth.
Yeah.
You look in Japan, it's the same thing. Granted, Japan is very small compared to the U.S., and a lot of places are extremely small compared to the U.S., but the train system creates access, an avenue. And if that becomes the primary mode of not only transportation of goods, but it also becomes a transportation system for people, all of a sudden these other places in the middle become important stopping spots for the trains.
Can you imagine if we had like an actual system like that set up in the States?
Yeah.
I'd be able to drive through Nebraska and not feel like there's nothing to see. Like,
or Iowa or Kansas.
Yeah, like, you don't realize how big the US is until you drive across it. And you're like, oh my God, there's so much land here.
Dude, just driving California north to south.
Yeah, I've never done that yet.
Dude, I've driven from here all the way to Napa.
Well, not true. I drove from San Francisco to here, to
Yeah,
LA.
yeah. So Napa's just a little bit north of San Fran, so it's the same thing.
Okay.
But I've also taken the train, and I love the train here because I can take it from LA down to San Diego. So like TwitchCon that's down there and different conventions, San Diego Comic-Con. And you know how much that train costs?
Let me guess. $50.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I'm good. Give me my money.
It's like
man.
$44 for a coach ticket.
And so what do you think is like the main obstacle for doing something like that across the states? Oh.
But we won't get into that. It's literally the way that happened and then the way that the train system is. Just to give you a brief thing on history. The train system that exists in the United States became privatized very quickly. And towns would have to pay train companies for them to build a rail there.
I see.
And so when that happened, because it's not in the train's interest, there's nothing they gain from doing that. In their mind, because it's a small town, it's not a lot of people, it's not a big deal for them. And so when that happened, all of a sudden it was like, oh, we're just going to go to the main places that'll pay for us to go or will be a positive outlook for us business-wise.
Gotcha.
And so multiple different train systems were all owned by a bunch of different companies. And so there was a bunch of different competition and nobody would do anything because they also always talked to each other and they'd share already established railroads. They'd build other railroads. We made the Transcontinental Railroad, but that was a political thing. That was a thing that was done because it's like, nobody's done this. We're traverse America. We're going to be the greatest ever. But a lot of it was funded by the U.S. government. And the reason the U.S. government wanted it was because all of a sudden military goods and other goods could go from the West Coast because lots of ports towards Japan and all of that other stuff. And also, different things over there versus the East Coast. They wanted to be able to transition goods. And that was during the early days before planes.
So it sounds like until there's a really good reason, they probably won't do it.
And also now it gets a lot harder because more people have privatization of owning of land. Like you can only go so far as taking that over, which is why California has such a hard time doing the high-speed rail north. Because people want their money.
Isn't that also why, or no, this is probably unrelated, but is that why it's also hard to build up here too? Like why you don't have very high apartments?
A couple of different things. One of it has to do with natural disasters.
Okay.
Earthquakes.
Got it.
Because structures become a lot more unstable the higher they are, the further away they are from Earth. Because if Earth shakes, all of a sudden you have the whole flexing motion. And so a little shake here
creates a big shake
amplifies.
Up there.
Yeah.
What about downtown LA?
There's
some
technology
pretty big buildings there.
Technology has advanced and they have a lot more earthquake-proof, supposed structures as architecture has developed. So, different ways to build, more advancements in knowledge and technology, and they continue to figure out ways to make it work.
Gotcha.
Granted, nothing will save you from a big enough earthquake. So it's,
Yeah, like if a
magnitude 9 and above
cracked in the ground underneath a skyscraper, it's going to go down.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the sports.
Oh, yeah. I have a good segue for you.
Okay.
This is where this all becomes connected for the first time. Remember how I said I was involved in a whole bunch of different things? By the way, like, I don't know if you mentioned this, but I'm also an artist.
Yeah.
Like visual artist.
Yeah.
Also recording artist. I know. I make stuff, okay? I like making stuff. I like making cool things.
Yeah.
Long story short, my interest in comic books made me draw comic books. My interest in drawing comic books made me become an artist. My interest in art brought me to animation. My interest in acting also brought me to animation because animation is a combination of acting, art, directing, all these different areas of expertise, right?
And movement.
We're almost there. At Frontier Developments, that's where I worked in the UK. That was the first time that I myself stepped into a motion capture suit to record for my own animations. So what we had was this.
So before we get further into it,
Yeah,
what
go
is
for it.
motion capture for people that probably don't know?
So in a nutshell, motion capture is when you, I guess, capture the motion on your body using different trackers. Like sometimes there's different kinds. There's like optical motion capture, which is like what you see in behind the scenes clips on movies where it's like these guys in the suits and they have these little dots all over them. Those are trackers, and they have cameras set up all around this room that they're in, the stage, the mocap stage. And what the cameras do is that they track the movement of all the trackers, the dots on the body, and then translate that into 3D. You basically become a 3D model. It translates all the movement on all the different trackers, on your fingers, on your arms, on your face even, translates that to a 3D model, and then it's animated in real time. Or
And then you can
record
manipulate that model to be
Exactly.
a different shape, different size.
Exactly. With the beauty of modern technology, you can go from being a regular person to being a 5-year-old kid or a giant kaiju monster or even, I don't know, like,
Raccoon dog.
well, quadrupeds are a little difficult, but you can motion capture
No,
a
but
dog.
this raccoon dog stands on 2 feet.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You can literally be pretty much anything you can think of. And so that's the beauty of it. And that's why in video games in particular, there's like a growing demand, or has been a growing demand, for like stunt actors, for Hollywood actors, for anybody that can perform on stage and capture their movements. And this is why it's all connected. Once I started doing that for the first time, I never went back. After I started doing that with the suit that we used at Frontier Developments, once I started working on Apex, I started directing more mocap for the first time, and then I got into the suit, and that eventually turned into me doing a lot of the movements for Apex Legends.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of the shoots that we had, I was in that suit, whether it was like temporary stuff or stuff that made it into shipped content. I do have like reels. I could probably send you them so you can throw them up or something. But there's like actual reels that I have where it's like before and afters of us in the suit messing around and then it becoming content in the actual game.
So while you were talking about this, I'm trying to find that really famous motion capture artist that's like the most sought after in the world, just
Andy
for
Serkis.
motion. Well, not the actor. Andy Serkis is like the most famous.
oh.
I'm talking the one who just does motion capture. She blew up on TikTok. Like, is it?
Oh, is she the Asian girl?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know her name.
But she like
I don't know her name.
Her movements
Yeah.
and her versatility
Yep.
is
Insane.
Her range is incredible.
Yes.
And so she's done stuff for Apex. She's done stuff for Overwatch. She's done stuff like she's done so much motion capture that she's one of the most sought after motion capture artists, because not only can she do all these movements, but people can tell her what they want and she almost like instantly gets it. She just knows what to do and what she can do with her body.
That's the beauty of like working on games too. You kind of get a sense for what you need, because there's like with games it's a little different from movies, because when you do a movie it's like you shoot a scene.
Sakana.
Sakana, that's her name?
XX or XIXIYU Sakana. SAKANA.
Oh, whoa. How do you pronounce that?
I don't know. xixi.yu.c.
Yeah, I would butcher it. But
yeah,
I know her stuff is dope.
Yeah.
Because I remember like we pull that up sometimes just to show it. Like, this is inspiration. Oh, yeah, dude.
But
yo, that picture.
No, it's serious. But like her ability is ridiculous. Like her range. If you watch this just alone, and I turned off the music because it's copyrighted.
Oh, good.
But like the way she can do falls, like there's extra animation and different stuff that's on here, and I don't like that it has the loading thing. But what she's able to do is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, she's embodying like a creature here. She switches like, I mean, that's getting hit again.
What's really amazing about this is that it takes like a mix of game knowledge. Like, you have to understand how like game animation works under the hood, at least a little bit, in order to implement it into the engine. It takes that, some technical knowledge. it takes stunting ability. Like she has to be able to do her own stunts. Like she's pretty much like the gold standard for getting awesome mocap. This makes our job so much easier, especially if we have to deliver a lot of motion capture at once, you know? So yeah, getting amazing performances is like most of the battle actually. And that's why it's so intense. Like some of these shoots, they can go on for like an entire day, you know? So like from like maybe 9 to like 9:30 or so, we'll suit up and then we'll do ROMs, like range of motion tests, to make sure that we're all calibrated, ready to roll. Then we'll have our shot list that we have to go through. If we're doing an internal shoot and it's just a little catch-up shoot, maybe it's a little bit of stuff, but like sometimes these shoots can go from like maybe like 9:30 a.m. to like 5 p.m. with like a lunch break and a few like smaller breaks in between. So it's very, very involved, a lot of moving around, a lot of, I mean, you have to be kind of an athlete to do it.
Well, and also with that, the range in which the cameras will still detect you, you have to be able to stay within that zone as well, right?
Yeah. Like if you go outside the bounding box, the data will just be, you can't use it.
Yeah.
It'll get messed up. And so you have to stay in a certain area. For some studios have bigger areas than others, but like, yeah, there are limitations to it. And like what you saw there, that was like hit reactions, maybe some like emotes or some kind of thing that's happening in place for the most part. But for stuff like run cycles, for walk cycles, for like jumps, for melees, like attack animations,
which generally has choreography with somebody else.
Yes. And let me tell you, cardio.
Yeah.
You need good cardio to do shoots like this.
Endurance is a factor.
Yes.
Because your form and everything else changes when your body feels fatigue. You're going to react and do things differently.
Exactly. And this is why, like, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but this is why I'm valuable with motion capture, especially as an animator, is because you know how Tom Cruise does his own stunts?
Yeah.
I can do my own stunts for the most part. Within legal bounds, I can do most things. Like there's some things that the mocap stage will not allow you to do because it's like too much of a liability, and so they pass that on to the stunt actors to do, you know what I mean? But for things that are really intense, like locomotion, all day shoots, very intense, sprints, walks, jogs, all that, and in character, sometimes holding something, a weapon, sometimes like sandbags, whatever props you have to use. So that requires training as well. And this is why, because most people that, I don't want to say most people, but I find that a lot of animators don't usually train the way that I do.
They don't have the physicality or the same build or...
Yes, but
that's also part of why they're really good at their job and what they do, is because they're so good. They've focused their entire career on that one thing.
Yes, because they're locked in at the computer.
Yeah.
Super technical. Like everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Like I'm not the best technical animator. You know what I mean? Like if you teach me how to do it, great. But I'm definitely more on like the craft side of things. Like temperament wise, I enjoy like doing my own stuff when it comes to mocap because I know what I need. And sometimes having to direct somebody to do what you need is harder than just doing it yourself.
Yeah, because there's always going to be something lost in translation.
Exactly.
So like the way that you think about something should be described is not how somebody else is going to interpret it, because they'll be like, oh yeah, like sluggish like this, and they'll like make their arms limp or something like that, and that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for something different. And so it's like, no, I kind of want it's, and the devil's in the details, but a lot can get lost in those moments, which is why I have such a hard time sometimes talking with artists in that way, because it's like I have a vision, and if it doesn't match the vision, I'm trying to describe it as much as possible and they're not getting it. It can be very frustrating on that end. But I imagine it's also frustrating the other way when somebody's telling you something and you can't
translate it.
But to you, you would feel like I'm doing exactly what you're asking for. I don't understand. So it's that unfortunately is there because different people's upbringings, different people's thoughts on what words mean and things like that. It just happens.
I think what is useful about it is that it's like it kind of allows you to speak their language. Like if you understand art, but you don't have the patience or the time or whatever it is to do the thing, and you talk to an artist, you can explain it to them in terms that they'll understand better than if you had no knowledge of art. Like in the same way, like for me, since I do a lot of motion capture myself, if I'm working with a stunt guy or something, I can explain it to him better or even show him what I want sometimes because I'm able to speak more his language, than somebody that doesn't do anything active and they don't know how to move their bodies well.
Well, and it's also like when you're friends with somebody, you generally understand how their mind works better than a stranger.
Exactly.
So if you spend more time working with somebody, you can explain something more in the terms that they'd understand because you learn through normal conversations and interactions how their brain kind of processes stuff.
Exactly.
But like, that's crazy. I mean, you get into that and motion capture is a huge part, especially physicality wise in creating animation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also used incredibly so when you're dealing with athletic movements and athletic things in animation.
Yes.
Because I think Madden, as they continued developing, started actually having people hit each other and do tackles with motion capture on with shoulder pads.
Yep.
Doing different things like that to make it look more realistic, to make it more, not enveloping isn't the word, immersive.
Yeah. Actually, if you want, you can pull up, just look up EA Vancouver motion capture stage. When I tell you, okay, I've been to this campus. It's awesome. I love shout out to the EA Vancouver team. You guys are dope. Their motion capture stage is freaking huge, dude. And it's so versatile. When you talk about like recording stuff for Madden, they can literally set down turf for people to run around on. They can set up fake ice for people to skate on for hockey motion capture. And I know because we used it. We've actually seen it. I've slipped on this stuff before.
So like this is just like some of the smaller
spots.
That's
not the one. Keep going. Let me see. Just let's see.
This is like a bigger.
That's okay. That is the stage.
Yeah. So I know there's a stage, but they have smaller offices. I wanted to show like the general smaller size before I showed the bigger one.
Yeah, dude. And that's like 1/3 of this.
I know, because they're like standing in the middle taking a picture against a wall.
Yeah. But that's just to give you an idea of the scale that we're talking about.
Yeah, it's like a full-fledged sound stage.
Yeah. And these things get very expensive, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you hire
like this is a better picture,
yes,
but it's just
that's
not
it.
HD.
That's it. That thing is massive, dude.
Yeah.
When you hire stunt guys, when you hire the mocap crew to work the stage, when you have the animators there, when all these pieces come together, plus the cost of the equipment and all that, every minute is like burning money.
Yeah, here's a picture of stuff in motion.
There it is. I'm sure you could probably find. Maybe,
I could probably find some motion capture clips, but hard to say if it'd be copyright or anything like that.
Yeah, I wonder if EA would clap you for that.
Probably. We've been clapped a few times on YouTube for some stuff, but it is what it is.
All that to say, like when it comes to that area of animation, there's a really high demand for people with good athleticism. I make sure that I train at least 2 to 3 times a week if I have a shoot. If I don't have a shoot, maybe 4 to 5 times a week.
You know what I realized? Probably they're athletes, but they're not professional, like competitive athletes. Wrestlers, WWE. Would probably be great motion captures because a lot of the stuff that they do are stunts.
Stunt work.
It is stunt work. And then at that same time, a lot of it is high flying. They're doing flips. They're doing tricks. They contort their body. High risk maneuvers. They're catching themselves with the elbows so they don't impact somebody's body. Like they probably use them for the WWE games and like the AEW or other versions. I bet you those guys are probably great, especially for bigger guys. Like
they do UFC at EA too.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that really wants to know how they do the animation for UFC because I'm not sure if they actually Like, I know they motion capture some stuff, but I'm not sure how much of it is mocap versus like tech as well.
I bet you there's a combination of, they probably do mocap with two different people, especially for holds and stuff like that, but they might be able to do moves on dummies. That's another thing, as a person who wrestled for like 13 years of his life. Like, so there's probably a way that they do it, because I know you can have two different signals, two different people. And then you can have them actually do moves like choke out and different stuff, because you're going to want somebody interacting, things like that.
For stuff like that, you definitely need someone to riff off of.
Yeah.
You know, like it's...
They have actual real UFC fights in mocap outfits.
That would be insane. I'm pretty sure that'd be also like a legal problem.
Yeah. Well. Dana White sanctions it. Dude, live animated UFC fight.
Okay. Hear me out.
I think
we're about to come to a point like that.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because we have live concerts in Fortnite.
Have you seen the like NFL on Prime, where it shows like the analysis as it's happening? They have the camera and it shows like the routes that they're running in the trees, like what they're expecting, what the defense looks like. It actively showcases like live stats and live movement.
I haven't seen that.
It's crazy. It's only on Thursday Night Football on Prime when it happens, but you go to like a specific view and it like it's really fascinating.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It's really fascinating.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone said in like the next 10 years we'd get more virtual versions of sports like this, though. Like if somebody said, I'm going to watch a mocapped version of the, I don't know, like what's like a super iconic fight?
Let's go fiction. Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed.
Okay. Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed motion. I'm gonna watch a animated version of that in Fortnite.
But you go back to it and you go Ali Frazier, like,
yeah, you could switch out the characters. I can see that. And the thing is, as time goes on, games are getting more and more interactive. And this is the scary part. It's that because of the advancements in AI, I wonder how much of this stuff will be captured by, how do I put this? I wonder how much of it would be generative versus captured, if that makes sense. Because there's so much data that you can train an AI on when it comes to motion capture.
Correct, but also that gets into murky territory where it takes away jobs of artists. And that's why Mark and friends of mine are working on a charity called Real Good AI, which is talking about making AI, doing ethical laws surrounding AI for protecting people's jobs and careers as artists and their artwork, but also utilizing the capabilities of AI for good.
So how does that like...
So like you're talking medical development, you're talking about computing development. So it's a charitable organization, and they do lobbying, they do a bunch of stuff. They also do a lot of education. They talk to voice actors, they talk to animators, they talk to artists, like to figure out what's the best use for AI and how we should be keeping tabs and protecting people from AI use. I don't know if you heard about this, but a country, I forget which country it was, gave all of their citizens their trademark and copyright of their image and likeness, their person. So they are protected from being used by AI and in AI training.
I didn't hear anything about that.
It's a really cool development, but it's something that definitely ended up overseas. But it's, there are protections that are starting to be put out there to protect people from being taken advantage of.
Do you think we're too far gone when it comes to this stuff?
I think there's a level that I don't think we're at a point where we can't go backwards, but I think we're at a point to where too many things are happening too fast that we really, really need to examine it and understand it to the point to where we have proper protections and regulation in it. Because you're talking about things that it can get really, really dangerous.
Yeah, dude. You could take somebody's likeness, take their voice, take their mannerisms, take their face.
Full level of stolen identity. So mocap, AI use, all this stuff, like there's tools that and positive ways that AI can be used, like I said, in medicine, different things like that. Protections need to be in there. And so we're just kind of getting to that point to where it needs to be talked about and needs to end up being addressed from a global scale. because too many companies are using it for profiteering and so many other things.
There'd need to be like quite a lot of support for something like that, man.
Yeah, and the easiest way is the people.
Yeah.
Coming together and understanding the ramifications of it. And the beginning of that is education.
They'd first have to be made aware of what the problem is, because what I'm seeing, or what I'm noticing that I'm also doing, AI has become very convenient.
Yeah.
It's become extremely convenient. Like, did you see that South Park episode where it's like the dude talks to ChatGPT every night or something before bed? And it's like his support system.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And it's like,
I mean, apps are coming out on your phone for like AI dating.
yeah.
So you're talking about, remember the movie that came out years ago? I think it's called Her. Yeah.
Yep. And it's like, okay, how do you convince somebody, right, that they should just let that go? Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's why I wonder, like, are we too far gone? Like, is this Pandora's box?
I never believe in the phrase too far gone. I always believe that there are ways back. It's just harder. As much as people, like, even to the point to where like people talk about global warming and climate change, and scientists say we're too far gone. And in a lot of ways, statistical analysis and everything else tells you that. But we also don't fully understand things. We are not perfect. We do not have perfect knowledge of everything. So if we are able to pull back and stop polluting as much and honestly reduce it to the point, you don't know how good the planet is at healing itself. We don't fully understand that. So the best case scenario, even though people will always say, well, we're too far gone, what's the point now? You don't know. There's so much we know. There's so much more that we don't.
Yeah.
And that's why this podcast exists, to help you learn about sports, learn about people, learn about how animation is athletic and everything involved. It's a fantastic podcast, and you should definitely share it with your friend. Today, we had the fantastic opportunity to talk to my good friend Alejandro Potter, animator extraordinaire, fitness phenom, just wonderful dude. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. So before we wrap it up, though.
Oh, no.
The name of the podcast is called Go My Favorite Sports Team. I know you're not necessarily the biggest into sports, but we can't not ask who's your favorite sports team or who's your favorite sports person. Could be esports, could be anything, whatever pops in your mind.
Can I name an athlete?
Yeah, go for an athlete.
Israel Adesanya, UFC fighter.
Okay.
He's dope.
Yeah.
Like, I actually didn't used to be like as into UFC, but like recently I've like been starting to, I'm getting more, more involved in it. Went to see one fight live once, and that shit was so fun. But Israel Adesanya in particular is cool to me because like he uses like the name Style Bender, and he's like obviously inspired by like super nerdy things like anime. And yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh man, that's so cool to see like somebody just embracing like their nerdiness, but it's not like corny. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually cool. Like, the dude's a UFC fighter, and he straight up goes like, and he poses like Rock Lee from Naruto. I'm like, okay, this guy's, it's hard not to root for somebody like that. So.
Yeah, especially nerd culture becoming, because I think both you and I know growing up being interested in those things, it was made fun of. Yeah. But now it's becoming more and more popular, and it's really cool.
Also, his work ethic.
Dude.
Man, I saw him train with David Goggins. Have you ever, you know who David
I know the name.
Have you seen the video of them training together?
No, but we will watch it after we wrap up the
Dude,
episode.
he ran him through the ringer. Yeah, we'll watch that.
Yeah. So, and before we officially sign off to end the podcast, this is my opportunity I give to you to shout out anything you want to shout out, where people can find you, where they can follow you, where they can see your work. You can talk about where you work, because you work in animation. We didn't even talk about where you currently work. Oh. We talked about your previous work. But yeah, where people can check out what you're working on, what you've done. I know you animated a lot of the Fallen and Destiny and stuff like that. We've talked about a lot of different things like that. So this is your opportunity to shout out anything you want to shout out.
My name's Alejandro Potter. My Instagram is Alejandro L. Potter. My demo reel is on that as well. Like, it's just a link to my site, and it's literally just my name, Alejandro Potter. So if you want to watch my animations, if you want to look at my art, it's all on my website.
He also did my emotes that are currently on my Twitch channel, FYI.
Hooked him up with some emotes. And right now I currently work at Infinity Ward as an AI animator, senior role. That's it.
And for the record, that's not like artificial intelligence in the sense of what we're talking about. It's like the NPCs, right?
Yeah,
It's like
combatants and just anybody that you're not playing as, and it's not like scripted stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's just a lot of people be like, "What?
Yeah, you animate with AI?" No. I do not yet.
Yeah,
that's not industry standard currently.
No, he does all the mocap. He's in the studio doing that on occasion.
I'm
too.
training the AI on my body. That's good. That's a joke, but like low key.
Yeah, honestly, look at what you sign every time you go in that mocap studio.
Yeah, for real.
But that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. Go check out Ollie and all the places he shouted out. But you can check out all of the Go My Favorite Sports Team stuff. We are on Instagram. We are on TikTok. It's GMFST Podcast on both places. Make sure and go and check out the merch. New merch coming soon. Might already be out. Might exist. Store.gmfst.com is where you can find merch and awesome ways to support us. If you have any suggestions, any jacuzzes, any news you want to share with us, I can't talk. Any news you want to share with us, reddit.com/r/gmfst. That's where you can get on the podcast. We can read off what you say and interact with us. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.